everyone, it's Maki. Gundam Marchosias is an important and mysterious presence in the Urdr-Hunt world. Today, let's take a look at some of Marchosias' battles. You never know, we might discover hints about the future of the Urdr-Hunt story. Please be careful. This time, we'll be analyzing content from a 2022 game. However, this content includes parts that also appear in the Urdr-Hunt movie. If you want to watch the movie without any prior knowledge, it might be better to skip this program. Are you ready? On my channel, I also welcome support through memberships. For only 99 cents a month, you can get a name badge and special comments. Alright, let's analyze the battles. The battles of Gundam Marchosias are presented as information stored inside the mobile armor's memory. After we see Gundam Hajiroboshi, the mobile armor Cal-re-A projects its memory data as footage. The important point here is that there are multiple Cal-re-A units. In the footage, a mobile armor knocked down by an attack shows another friendly mobile armor fighting Marchosias from its point of view. Therefore, at least two mobile armors are present in this scene. One tries to attack Marchosias with its arm, but Marchosias easily dodges the attack. Remember the battle between Gundam Barbotos and the mobile armor Hashmal in the TV anime? Yuki tells Barbotos that he will remove all unnecessary restraints so that it can fight at full strength, and then the battle begins. However, after that, Barbotos takes a direct hit from Hashmal's tail attack. Even with its eyes glowing red and operating at full power, Barbotos had difficulty avoiding the attacks of a mobile armor. Yet, Marchosias avoids attacks with ease. Is it because of the pilot's superior skill? Or is there a significant performance difference between the Marchosias in perfect operating condition and the Barbotos that was restored in a later era using incomplete technology? The mobile armor launches an attack straight ahead, but misses Marchosias. The next moment, Marchosias appears from above. This scene shows how Marchosias changes its trajectory and executes an attack at a speed that the highly advanced machine intelligence of the mobile armor cannot respond to. Mobile armors are supposed to have a reaction speed beyond human capability, yet Marchosias clearly exceeds that speed. Does this mean the pilot is enduring the shock from extreme acceleration and deceleration? In the world of iron-blooded ORPHANS, AHA particles generated by the AHA reactor help cushion impacts and protect the pilot. However, they don't completely eliminate shock. With such sudden directional changes and acceleration or deceleration, there must be a significant impact. It's only a brief moment, but it raises many interesting questions. Marchosias' first strike causes the mobile armor to fall over. The camera tilts sideways, clearly showing viewers that it has fallen. Then, the battle between the other mobile armor and Marchosias begins. After Marchosias finishes its attack and lands, a beam cannon is fired toward it. The beam hits almost at the same time that Marchosias touches down. However, when the dust clears, Marchosias isn't harmed. Does the mobile armor miss its shot? It's difficult to imagine a mobile armor that took the lives of 25% of humanity and pushed civilization to the brink failing a shot. It is more likely that Marchosias avoided the beam cannon with extremely small, precise movements. Additionally, the cloak mounted on its shoulder is completely unharmed. In the world of ORPHANS, beam cannons disperse upon hitting an object. In the TV anime, there are scenes in which dispersed beams destroy surrounding objects. Therefore, if a beam cannon hits at such close range, clothes like a cloak should have a high chance of being damaged. However, Marchosias' cloak remains intact. The settings regarding the cloak are currently unknown. Does it have a coating that allows it to withstand beam weapons? Is there technology on Marchosias' body that neutralizes them? We simply don't know. In this scene, Marchosias points its right arm toward the enemy. Is there some secret hidden in his right arm? Did it neutralize the beam using technology similar to the Femtech armor from the Seed series? Of course, it's also possible that no detailed setting exists, and the priority is simply to impress viewers with an enhanced Gundam emerging from the dust to emphasize its overwhelming strength. Additionally, there is nothing written on the cloak. The newly revealed Metal Robot Spirits version introduces a new fact. It features the Backrasm family crest. However, in this scene, nothing is written on it. The TV anime, which was produced before the Urdr-Hunt story, already revealed that the whereabouts of the Backrasm family's Gundam frame are unknown. I discussed this in the program I released yesterday. Therefore, when this footage was created, the setting in which Marchosias belongs to the Backrasm family already existed. Why isn't the crest shown? There are many possibilities. Perhaps the Backrasm family was not well known when Marchosias fought. After the battle, however, they were celebrated as heroes, and the crest was added. Maybe the pilot of Marchosias removed the Backrasm crest from the cloak for some reason. Or maybe the creators chose not to show the crest yet so they could reveal Marchosias' true identity to players later in the story. Which possibility do you think is true? Next scene. The mobile armor's tentacles attack Marchosias. Marchosias gracefully dodges every strike. However, now let's take a closer look at the battle between Barbotos and Hashmal. Yuki avoids fatal damage but still takes direct hits from the tentacle attacks. He ultimately wins the battle, but Barbotos ends up severely damaged. In the fight, Hashmal uses only one tentacle to attack. So, what about Marchosias? Astonishingly, Marchosias fights against 6 tentacles. Marchosias avoids all 6 attacks with ease. That is overwhelming combat capability. However, we should also consider the performance of the mobile armors themselves. Currently, we do not have clear settings regarding the performance difference between Hashmal and Cal-re-A. It's possible that Hashmal is a more advanced mobile armor than Cal-re-A. At the very least, 2 Cal-re-A units appear in this scene. Therefore, the possibility that Cal-re-A is a mass-produced type of mobile armor cannot be ruled out. However, accurate information does not exist. Their performance levels may also be extremely similar. Nevertheless, it is impressive that the Gundam Marchosias can avoid attacks from 6 tentacles so effortlessly. Finally, Marchosias closes in attacks Cal-re-A and destroys it. In this scene, Marchosias destroys the mobile armor with a katana instead of a blunt weapon. Barbotos had to strike Hashmal many times with a blunt weapon before finally defeating it. However, Marchosias disables its enemy in a single blow. In the second season of the TV anime, Yuki chose not to use a katana based on the idea that blunt weapons are more effective against multiple enemies. However, when it comes to fighting mobile armors, a katana seems to be the more effective option. After this, the mobile armor suddenly stops moving. Only one of its 6 arms was destroyed, yet it stopped functioning for some reason. Then, Marchosias emerges from the dust and begins to attack the fallen mobile armor. that had been recording the fight, marking the end of the footage. Why did the mobile armor stop functioning? Perhaps this detail hints at a hidden story. Leaving an enemy that still retains combat capability is extremely dangerous. Marchosias leaving the stopped mobile armor behind may indicate a special mechanic or setting. Maybe the goal was to destroy a core-like main component in the torso, since the mobile armor used its arm as a shield. Both the armor and the core were destroyed simultaneously. Everything we have analyzed so far represents Gundam Marchosias' known combat capabilities. Additionally, when Gundam Urdr-Hunt begins its battle against the mobile armor, the depiction is slightly unusual. At one point, the control system moves on its own, ignoring the pilot, Urdr-Hunt. Could this imply that it has an artificial intelligence system? In the world of orphans, technology exists where human bodies and brains are incorporated directly as components, as seen in the Grey Zine and Gundam Kimari Spider. Therefore, it would not be surprising if Marchosias or Urdr-Hunt were equipped with similar functions. What exactly is the purpose of Urdr-Hunt? If Nebuchadnezzar is the true identity of N, the organizer is the goal to locate Marchosias. Obtaining Marchosias, which has combat capabilities far exceeding those of Gundam Barbotos, would dramatically increase his influence within the Seven Stars. Additionally, many soldiers supported and cooperated with Maki after he obtained Gundam Cal-re-A. In Cal-re-A, acquiring a powerful Gundam directly leads to increased power. Hopefully, the story of Urdr-Hunt will continue to develop, revealing many mysteries. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you in the next program.